Hello, hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I'm here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have epic troll slayers. You've kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. And if you're watching on replay, hello, you can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed. But usually, actually, all the right now the questions aren't there because there are too many, and I have them off to this just over here. Anyway, all right. I've got my familiars. Look, aren't they beautiful? The kind of languid, you can just see the muscles. It's amazing what all those extra vertebrae will do. I've also spent my morning, yeah, they do look a little bit like Boo Boo, who is under the blankie. He's under the blankie, snoozing. Aww. You're not ridiculous, Rob. I want to as well. They're so sweet. Yeah, we need something because the news it's hard. Father's is also Alfie. That's true. He's a good Alf. He's a good Alfie. Yeah, the news is kind of stinky right now. And we're going to get through this, but sometimes it's hard. But we're in this together. All morning I've had the Sade song, "Is It a Crime?" stuck in my head. And the answer, looking at the news, is yes. It's always yes with these people. Anyway, we're going to get through this. Mary says, "You think?" Yeah. Grace says, "It's Friday." Yes, it is. That's probably that probably means a lot to a lot of people, but I'm here every single day of the week, so it's Friday. Ember saying, "May we have a set timer for sharing good news, personal or worldwide?" We just have so much to get through. Is the thing. So I share good news where I can. And sometimes we just, depending on how much is going on, we just go with, the fact that there's good art and there's love and we're here together and we're all going to vote blue, right? Okay. Anyway, all right. TC is saying, "I don't even have cats and I could curl up with them." I know, they just look warm and soft. Okay, anyway. All right, at 3 minutes, 25 seconds. That's odd. Okay, 3. Make that 40. Okay. Sorry, it's having a little technical issue. Okay. We need to talk about the Strait of Hormuz. Okay. The Strait of Hormuz is it's effectively closed. It's closed to more than 90% of traffic. It's a very narrow channel. It carries about 20% of the world's oil supply, but it also carries a massive amount of natural gas. It carries what will work out to be about 33% of the world's fertilizer. And it's March 6th. So, of course, not exclusively, but there's a huge chunk of human population that is in the northern half of the planet and is going into spring. So, and we're in Lent, which was always known as the Hungry Gap, where the winter stores had gone down. You'd eaten through the winter stores, but the new growth wasn't really up yet. And a lot of the early stuff that was planted actually went to keep the animals alive. But yeah. So Dorinda says a ship or two has turned off transponders and gone through. That's dangerous. That is massively dangerous. And here's the thing: the thing about the Strait of Hormuz, the thing about that is, it isn't just a matter of you look at a map and there's this landmass and there's that landmass and there's the space between them. So ships should be able to just, zip back and forth. Okay, here's the thing. Even getting to that area, there are it's not the ocean floor, the floor of the ocean bed is really high in some places. So they're actually narrow. Like you should be able to just go from A to B, but in reality, you have to go from A down here to B, and then around to C, and then up here to D at this angle, and then up. So it isn't, even when I have heard it said that the main thing that our military does in the world is protect shipping lanes. We do all kinds of stuff, but apparently the thing our military does the most is protecting the shipping lanes. But they don't have to protect everything because there actually are narrower areas. So if you're looking at a map and going, what is the problem? That is the problem. Okay. So, Jog says, please remember fertilizers are also used to make kabooms. That's true. That's true. Phyllis says the roads around Dumpy's Mar-a-Lardo are permanently closed. The main roadway along the ocean. I'm sure his neighbors would love that. Anyway, so in response to this huge mess, crude oil has surged to $78.80 a barrel. Brent crude hit $84.62, the highest prices since mid-2024. Also, Qatar supplies about 30 to 35% of the world's helium. Oopsies. Used in things like, MRI machines and semiconductor production. But we don't need those, do we? Yeah. The other thing, apparently the vast majority, correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is the vast majority of ships that carry stuff are insured through, is it Lloyd's of London? And because of this breakout of hostilities, thank you, Trump, the UK, I guess, worked with Lloyd of London's, or anyway, it's Lloyd of London said, the insurance policies are not good right now. If you take your ship through the Strait of Hormuz, you're on your own. And the UK thought that would help pressure. So I don't know how closely the US government was working with this insurance company, but the UK thought that would put pressure to end this hostility. Well, because President Dumpster Fire just believes that the US is his personal piggy bank to do whatever he wants with. My understanding is the US has started insuring ships. It's just our tax money. Yeah. Okay. So first we're starting out by looking at the looking at this particular bottleneck in the world. It's just our money. He doesn't care. Just hurt our service people, make himself a multi-billionaire, spend our tax money on whatever he feels like. And thank you, Republicans, for just letting him. I would crawl over broken glass. I would crawl from here to the town hall, the city hall, right down there. It's a distance. I would crawl from here to there to city hall on broken glass to vote against these people. Yeah. SKB says, I adore your images. Peaceful. Oh, good. Good. Oh, we'll get to that, TC. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Russia. Yeah. We haven't even gotten there. I don't know what's going on with my eye. I don't know if my makeup's bothering it or the situation has just reduced me to tears. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it might have just been makeup. My, what do you call it? Mascara. Yeah, I think I had a clump of mascara. That was it. Okay, moving on. Yes, this is going to hurt. Ouch. Big military action. Whatever. Things were moving along, and now there's all this stress and pain and of course, as soon as dumpster fire isn't specifically getting something out of it, he'll bail and just leave everything in a mess. This is unfinished. That's what that card means. So the keyword for that card. Yeah, our prices. Yeah, this just feels like dumpster fire deciding this isn't helping distract enough from the Epstein files. I'm bored. Just leaving a disaster wherever he goes. I don't understand. Yes, look at the precious kitty. That's why I have cats so often up on the side panels, because I need the good energy. Wow. So, what is going to happen here? Is it the Strait of Hormuz where that one tanker ran aground and kind of brought everything to a halt for a little while? Y'all. TC? No, the numbers are worse. We'll get there anyway. Thank you, Frost. Container ship in the Suez Canal, my mistake. Thank you for correcting me. So, I'm asking you about the Strait of Hormuz, and look, waiting for a ship to come in. It's the first card. Disappointment. There's still lots of stuff, but prices go up, and the military mess continues for a while. Here we are. Okay. So. Apparently there's no clear exit strategy, just letting you know. But I did want to ask about Russia. Because Russia is apparently supplying intelligence to Iran, and my understanding is it's against us. Is it? Is that, against us? Is that, if am I remembering that correctly? Oh, Zukao is saying their plan is to use this area for data centers. Oh, well, that's one of the things that is being attacked in this conflict is data centers. Matter of fact, I want to say AWS, the Amazon servers in Bahrain were attacked, were hit, something, and it took down chunks of, because you have Amazon itself, and there are a lot of companies that use the big servers, the big Amazon servers, the AWS servers for their websites. So, Lewis says, you can safely assume everything he does is illegal. Yeah. Sean says, how's Boo Boo? I miss him attacking Flora. He's fine. He's sleeping. He's in his blankie. He's on a heating pad. He's got the whole big oversized chair to himself. He could not be happier. The Ever Given. Thank you, Visualize 70. Up here. U.S. base locations. M. Kelpie. Thank you. So, hey, Dumpy. Yeah, I know that you've laundered heaven knows how much money, Russian money. Lewis, thank you. Gifted 5 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. But yeah, now they're actively acting against our military interests. So, hey, Trump, how are you and your buddy? La 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 do 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 do. And everybody knows it. Well, this is he's not getting as much money from Russia as he used to. So, what have you done for me lately? Military action, adding insult to injury. Well, Trump's not happy about it, but Trump has other things to worry about. By the way, including trying to figure out basics. He was talking. He was talking to someone from the UK. Anyway, and was saying how he loves UK. His his mother was born there, and then he said his father was born there, and then your father was born in Brooklyn, I believe. Your mother was born in Scotland, but your father was not born in. Okay. So, Cindy says Vladdy's done with his useful idiot. Hey, Vlad, do us a favor. Release the compromise. I can't repeat it, Jeff, but I'm not going to disagree. So, hey, there's not much here. There's not much here. Democrats to Trump are the clear and present danger. Thank you, Claude. Gifted 5 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, Democrats are the clear and present danger to Trump. And there's the world thing. This is the country. He is in a complete fog. He is. Look, I know that we have a lot of stuff. I know that our military is just insanely massive, but it's not infinite. And I'm getting headlines popping up on my phone even just 5 minutes ago saying, Cuba's next, says government person high up in the government. Adding insult to injury and spreading yourself too thin. Yes, traveling tarot, we covered that at length yesterday, and I believe it was 220 million, just so you know. Yeah, we talked about it at length yesterday. Yes, exactly, Burn. So many pans in the fire for a toddler to manage. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so this makes me kind of crazy. At 21:10, I forgot to write down the time for that last question. 21:10. A military commander told troops that Trump was, quote, anointed by Jesus, unquote. Do you know what anointed means? The word itself, if you break it down. I don't think that anything about Trump needs more oil. It just, there's no, I don't think there's anything. Anyway, but a military commander told troops that Trump was anointed by Jesus to start the Iran war and bring about Armageddon. And this is a military commander? Sarah just got a bunch of, she just got a really interesting set of t-shirts she's going to be selling. And a lot of them are thrifted, but they're in good shape. And all different kinds. And she's adding embellishments to them and, sleeves or, she's doing all kind of stuff. But she said somewhere in there is an Obama t-shirt, an Obama campaign t-shirt from way back when. And I said, take my money. How much do you want for it? Oh my gosh. Literally, if I had one wish right now, if I had one wish right now, the thing is, you can't even say, I want no children to be hungry, because that's now, but then people like Trump are still in power and that'll disappear. But I just think, okay, what should my wish be? Does peace mean that nobody's going after these criminals? Wish for justice, or just at the bare minimum, sorry, Michelle, but could we get Barack Obama to be president again for a few years, please? Please. I so wish he was in charge right now. Pimda says, I'm thinking about 90% of the military had the same look on their face as you just did. Yeah. That's true, G. Green. Crazies in the population end up in the military too. Oh no, I understand. It's just, Claude, the New Testament warned us about false prophets. Trump is one of them. Yes, I thought you were making fun of his name. Yes, and thank you. Raymond says, you can take the Ayatollah out of Iran, but you can't take Trump out of the Epstein files. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Louis says, I cried when I voted for Obama. I never thought that I would see it. Oh my gosh, just the pictures of just literal dancing in the streets was so good. It was so good. Oh boy, military commander. Yeah, this is, yeah, somebody, if not now, somebody will, there will be some new policies in future that it's a big no. No, 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 no. No, no. Mm-mm. No. Can we get back to separation of church and state? Okay, thanks. So, Terrosphere says, hello. It says, my 4 cats keep me sane. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what I'd do without mine. Whew. Who's saying, oh, Taurus is asking, who? Oh, God, GAWD. Oh, God. Who's saying Dumpy's a prophet? A military commander told troops that Trump was anointed by Jesus. Ew. To start the Iran war and bring about Armageddon. The conflict is, quote, all part of God's divine plan, unquote. The Military Religious Freedom Foundation says it has received over 110 complaints from service members across every branch of the military describing commanders fixated on how, quote, bloody all of this must become, unquote, to fulfill end times prophecies. Critics say this kind of religious framing violates the Constitution, you think, and destroys unit cohesion. Yeah. I don't know how to break it to these people, but you're trying to get Armageddon going so Jesus will come back, right? Right? I mean, isn't that the point? Yeah. Didn't Jesus himself say something about you will not know the time? Yet you won't. You won't know. And other than that, do you think causing everything that after everything Jesus taught, you think that causing death, destruction, torture, all of that, you think Jesus is going to come back and be like, oh yeah, you're my kind of guy? No. But they are so out of their minds. I do not understand how they do not. Why Christianity? Why? What? Why do they focus so much on that particular religion when obviously Jesus said everything they don't believe in? And I love the people telling the Pope that he doesn't know what he's talking about. G Green Crusades much? I guess. Anyway. This is once something like, this isn't a he said, she said, they said. This is, I believe it was in an actual message that went out. People are supposed to take orders, but Chariot Emperor, they didn't sign up for that. Thank you. Is it Hopa? They've forgotten thou shalt not kill, which is God's law. Ding, 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 ding. Page of Swords. Temperance. Temperance. You wanna talk about Jesus? Right there. Temperance. Unbelievable. Wow. Okay. Ooh, starting to rain again. So anyway, it's not worth reading on. Claude. Jesus said, give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to my Father what is to him. Well, yeah, but that's taxes and following the law. That's not go kill people. He was very much against that. Anyway. Yeah. All right. So, just letting you know, the White House released a video about Iran. It's being called a propaganda disaster because it's glorifying destruction and death and all this kind of stuff while our service people are dying. There's nothing to read on there. Just wanted to let you know that's happening. So let's go on to the brutal jobs report at 31. 31. Thank you for going through the news with me. I can, if it's when I wake up, I always pick up my phone. First thing I do is I pick up my phone and I open the news app and I start reading through it. And I gotta say, the number of times I've thought, okay, I'll talk to everybody about this. I'll talk to everybody about this. We'll talk about this together. Because it's not just knowing that it's not just me on my own, that we have each other. That is huge. Yeah. So, brutal jobs report this morning. Surprise. 3140. So the U.S. economy lost 92,000 jobs in February. Poof. Can I just also mention that Trump has been messing with these numbers? Hasn't he? And I thought for a while they weren't even sharing the numbers anymore. Oh, Claude, this quote is to prove that Jesus was not political and didn't want to meddle in politics. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Claude. Exactly, Taurus. Coexist. Matter of fact, this morning, my father was talking to my mother, and he was saying how much he wanted to just go back to sleep. And he said, "Aren't you tired?" He said to her, "Aren't you tired? If I'm this tired, why aren't you this tired?" And I happened to be standing there, and I said, "Because different people have different needs." And then I realized where that came from. And we know that because Depeche Mode taught us. Depeche Mode taught us that. Brutal jobs report this morning. U.S. economy lost 92,000 jobs in February. Economists had expected a gain of 50 or 60,000. Oopsies. The unemployment rate rose to 4.4%. To make it worse, and I was waiting for this, December was revised downward from a gain of 48,000 jobs. Nope. Negative 17. Not even close. Not even close. Not even a little. What was it? Is it Lewis Black talking about weathermen or something? You're off by that much. If you were a contractor right now, you'd be in jail. Anyway, meaning the last few months are far worse than we were told. Economists are now using the word recession. The 3-month average is just 6,000 jobs. 3 months. 3 months average. 6,000. And all of this is before the full effects of the Iran war and the new tariffs hit the economy. Yes, Taurus, people are people. So why should it be? You and I should get along so awfully. Oh, thank you so much, Cindy. Thank you. Thank you. So, The economy. Life Spark says, remember, penguins were counted for tariffs. That's true. Lemon Fresh Joy says, no one seems to be talking about the government shutdown. Yeah, that's still going on. Yeah. I don't know what that means. Burn. Diesel's climbing. Yeah. Me surprised if everything's going up. True. Rob says the economy is making gains. Unemployment's up. Prices are higher. Exactly. Ouch. And Republicans are letting him do it. Just. Matter of fact, they're afraid to stand up to him. Devil, 10 of Swords. This is not good. But before we despair, ultimately I'm getting Temperance in the Star. As in, hold on. It feels like, hold on. I know it's only March. I know midterms are months and months and months away, but there is hope. There is temperance. And for the love of all that is holy, we have got to vote. We have got to vote blue. But I'm getting do not despair. Do not despair. We just have to tighten our belts. I don't know if Lewis says the penguins were freeloaders. They'll sleep with the fishes. The fishes they don't eat. That was good. That was good. Speaking of, just a small aside, speaking of budgeting and all that kind of stuff, I have talked before about how I use A6 binders to keep track of my budget and the different parts of it. And a while ago, there was a really good sale I found, and I got a whole bunch of A6 binders and sleeves to go in them that I was going to do giveaways for. And I don't know if people are interested in that. It's been about a year since I was making the monthly videos about how to use them. People just didn't seem very interested, but I still use them. So I don't know. It's kind of dark in here. But here, I'm gonna pick you up for a second. Come here. All right, over there, those top two shelves where everything's kind of crammed on there, all those different colors. The second row down where it's a whole bunch of colors in a row, those are mine. Those are I changed them out for different months. But all the rest of those, and some behind, are potentially for giveaways. So I don't know. And this is what I do is I write down, I track my spending. I just write down when I spend in different categories, and I have a budget. So yeah. Cats. So Amazon Prime. Housing. Books has its own category. Patreon. So, I don't know. But it helps a lot. TJ says I have an Excel sheet. Oh, okay. Valerie says cats are always a good deduction. Alas. But, no, but this has been incredibly useful for me. So to keep it in my budget. So I don't know if that helps, but yeah, the economy, the recession, I think is a very good word for it. Now, the question at 40 minutes in is it going to stop at a recession? 40. Hello, rain. Is it going to stop at recession? Jamie says, I'm old school. I have a notepad, eraser, and pencil. Excellent. Debbie says, that looks nice. I'm interested to seeing how you use those. Oh, okay. Excellent. All right. Christine says, I would love to hear more about how you organize your system. You mentioned a prior video. Actually, I have some older videos. Oh, it's over on the Color Organization YouTube channel. The last one was from about a year ago, but yeah, I have my whole budget and I had the whole breakdown. And for a while, I was even just sometimes if I really want to keep a really close eye on things, I've got a whole bunch of fake money that I can put in, and as I spend it, I can pull it out. But you don't have to do that. I just use the things to write stuff down. So send Baron, hashtag, yes, Raymond, exactly. Isabel says, I'm going to start a GoFundMe for the penguins. I'm sure they could use it. Okay. Fawn says, I get one for my daughter every Christmas. It's so helpful. Good. Good. All right. So are we going to stop at recession, or are we going to have Trumpvilles? Especially 70 says, do you know, it doesn't matter what's going on in the news in the world. Cats never seem to be bothered, do they? Nope. No idea. And I love keeping cats as sheltered and spoiled as possible. We're going to get through this. That's what I'm getting. Some of this is just that they don't know how to govern. Seriously, they're awful. They're incompetent, leaving things unfinished, making a mess. There are Democrats stepping up. That helps. There is hope. There is strength. We have to wait. We have to wait. But there is hope and strength. And I'm getting good cards for. So yeah, don't despair. Don't despair. Amy says, I track my gasoline usage for the year. I only spent $430 over the past year. I never go anywhere. Wow. Nice. That was thunder you heard. That was thunder. Nice rainy, beautiful rainy day here in Chicago. Oh my gosh. Jeff says, to me, trapper keepers were the bomb. I'm so dating myself, my decrepit body. Trapper keepers were a thing. I remember when those came out. I was in school too, because we're the same age. So, oh yeah. This is, once again, this is not our lesson to learn. The pendulum will swing back. And MAGA is learning in real time. They only care about the rich and enriching themselves. They send other people out. They run their mouths, like Trump, run their mouths about how important the thing is you should go out there and put yourself in danger for. I'm going to be here. Amy's asking, what are trapper keepers? They're binders. They're binders, but they had a flap that came over and would Velcro in place, a little Velcro dot, so that you could put more paper in your binders and stuff and things wouldn't fall out. It was a thing in the 80s. It was new. Carried books. Yep, I remember that. Covering them in brown paper from the shopping bags. Maggot, they don't care about you. They don't. And you will learn. The cult is not for your benefit. It will hurt you. They care about themselves. You are having trouble keeping food on your table, keeping a roof over your head, and Donald Trump has billions upon billions of dollars because he is looting any sense of emoluments clause, grifting, any kind of goodwill you might get for being all of it. He is just raking the money in, and you're getting none of it. I'd say we told you so, but it's been a decade. We've been telling you for a decade. Anyway. Cindy says, grocery store paper bag book covers. Oh, yeah, right at the beginning of the Traveling Terraces. I remember covering our books with paper bags. Yep, at the beginning of the year. So sorry. So it's amazing how much we've made it through. It's amazing how much we've seen. I remember, childhood. I remember being bored when I was a child. All that potential that so many people had before we had computers just kind of wasted. But yeah, you want to talk to somebody, you had to call them on the phone in the kitchen, or you had to go talk to them in person. So, yes, Old Silver, we valued books. Oh, didn't we just? Sarah is 10 years younger than I am. And she talks about in the 90s, I guess there was a different, they weren't trapper keepers. There was was it a name, designer or something? But like the school supplies by that person, they were the bomb. I was out of college by then, so anyway. Let's have a quick look. Okay. Lisa Frank, was that it? Something Frank, Lisa, someone? Lisa, okay, so it was Lisa Frank, that was the thing? Okay. And Bert says, yes, Lisa Frank. Okay. Lisa Frank. Okay, now I'm curious. Born in 1955, is an American businesswoman and artist known for founding Lisa Frank Inc., a company famous for its neon, rainbow-colored, and whimsical designs in school supplies, stickers, and accessories, popular in the 80s and 90s. Oh, still has a... Oh, man. Okay. Holy buckets, you got to see this. If you are not familiar... Wow. Wow. That's a thing. Hang on. It's not letting me. There. Wow. Look at that. Rainbow leopard prints. Oh, look at that. So I guess that was the bomb. There we go. That's fun. That's a lot of fun. Instagram. Oh gosh, look at the bedroom. Wow. Okay. All right. And for those who don't, trapper keeper. Dun, dun, dun. A Trapper Keeper is an iconic 1980s and 90s school binder by Mead that revolutionized organization with a 1.5-inch 3-ring mechanism of vertical pockets called trappers and a Velcro or snap closure. It was designed to keep papers from falling out, often featuring colorful, nostalgic, or pop culture designs. Images. Oh, yeah, I remember this. Yep. So it was a binder with a flap that held stuff in. But at the time, it was a thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was the bomb. Anyway. Oh, so silly. But it was exciting at the time. I honestly don't remember if I had one. Oh my gosh. I know this is Shutterstock, but oh my gosh, the 80s. Rad vibes only. Rubik's Cube. Oh yeah. All right. Enough of this jocularity. But oh my gosh. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, how do we stop? Stop. Okay. That was fun. All right. See, we need some happiness. Chris Cole says Autumn's collecting new ideas for backgrounds now. There are a lot of 80s overlays I could have done over the years. I have restrained myself. I wasn't huge into 80s normal 80s aesthetic at the time anyway. I wore a lot of black. I wasn't full goth, but I wore a lot of black, and I cut my hair short into. One of the teachers said I looked like Cleopatra haircut, and I was so excited because I lived in this little town, and one of the local music stores, I found a cassette tape of Bauhaus. Bela Lugosi's Dead and all of that. I was so excited I'd finally get to hear it. I did not do the towering head. Shoulder pads you couldn't entirely avoid. You could want to, but they were literally sewn into almost everything you bought. So I do remember taking them out sometimes, a lot of the time, not more like jackets and coats. It was harder to take them out, but I didn't. I had close friends who did the full, and it blew my mind. It was a facade. It wasn't always big all the way around, especially as the 80s went forward. It was, but yeah, some people did it big all around, but no, I always just had this kind of bob with some bangs. Nothing much. Anyway, Jay Green says there were removable shoulder pads. Yes. And sometimes if you got some scissors, snip, 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 you made them removable. So, all right. All right. So anyway, I do want to just having a look at what else is here. I do. Okay. One thing I think is important at 55 minutes in. Where is it? It was about the infrastructure. It's the next question here. 55 minutes in. Even if you're not a big fan of AI or computers or what have you, the world has become the way it is. And if we start losing the big servers, the AWSs, the IBMs, the you name it, all these big places, our banking sites go down. Our shopping, life becomes a whole lot harder and to access things, and it makes things more expensive because people will price gouge, and there'll be more costs involved in having to have people around. And so I just want to have a quick look at this going forward, this mess in Iran, because my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, it's been a long time since I looked, but AWS, that's Amazon, it's their massive servers. And last I heard, it isn't like, do you remember like IBM had these computers that were like the size of a room? Well, I know that years ago, Amazon figured out that if they took gaming consoles and just started wiring them all together in succession, that you got a lot more processing power than building one big thing. That was a long time ago, though. So I don't know what they're doing now. But they don't just have those here. But I think in the US, aren't they? Google is huge. Yeah, Google, Amazon. Isn't it somewhere out in the desert, like Nevada, or the big ones in the US are out west in the desert, I want to say. I could be totally wrong. But there are other, it's spread around the globe. So how much disruption are we going to be facing? Dorinda says, yesterday Amazon was having problems in some places with ordering online. Oh, yeah, it was happening this morning too. Yeah. Oh, purple saying I had the wraparound belt. Do you remember the Space Camp movie where, spoiler alert, the girl's multi wraparound belt turned out to be an important plot point to save the day? Yeah. Jeff says, my dad was an executive IBM sales manager back then. Oh, wow. I've seen those supercomputers. Oh, wow. Lewis is a room full of 8 feet tall computers that needed constant air conditioning. Didn't have the computing power of a cell phone. Yes. Hetz is saying they're building a big one in West Texas. Okay. And Shannon says the cloud is spread around the globe. One of the key ones is planning data centers near the coast of several countries. Helps with cooling and a less obvious target. Okay. Kylie says, yes, I used to love that movie. Oh, good. It's Nostalgia Day today it's Gen X Nostalgia Day here on the Black and Orange channel. But isn't it always to some extent? All right. Pluto and Libra generation, everybody. Hi. Well, right now, the things are up and running basically. Although big companies are having to kowtow to President Cretin. There's definitely some chaos because of President Cretin. Ace of Swords, 5 of Wands, 6 of Wands. Okay, what I'm getting is there could be some other outages. There could be some other stuff that comes along, but I'm not getting tower death, but I would just consider the possibility of there could be some disruptions here and there going forward. So it's a good time to get organized. Like if you're, you know, if you can scrape together the money, maybe buy birthday cards ahead of time. Do you know what I mean? Have some stuff tucked away. I have this stuff I call dehydrated soup, which sounds silly, but it's actually made with dehydrated. I bought some canisters and some red lentils, and I can just scoop it all together and put it in the, heat it up in whatever way I can and have a nice big bowl of filling warm soup. So yeah, just see if you can plan things out just a little bit. I'm not getting catastrophe, but Chris Cole says fertilizer. Well, yeah, there's that too. Yeah. Oh yeah, the hard drives, the floppy disks. Yep. The containers. You can buy containers to hold all the floppy disks. All that wasn't. Well, there were floppy disks, but there were the hard disks. Whole bunches of them. Anyway, Ace of Cups. Yeah, just be careful. Just be careful. Everybody, just take a little. I've been wanting to get rid of some of the old books I have here, old paperbacks and stuff that I got when I used to work at bookstores. And yeah, this would be a good time to do a little analog decluttering. So, Queen of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. Yeah. So it keep on keeping on. That's what it comes down to. All right. Thank you so much for today. This was nice. Innocent Potato says, talk to a baby boomer. We were there at the very beginning of computers. Absolutely. Absolutely. My mom worked for... Why is this escaped me? My brain's just going, AT&T, IBM. No, it was Fermi Labs. She worked at Fermi Labs. So there was always talk about the latest technology. And there are a lot of videos on YouTube that are computing today from like the 70s or I've watched like every one of those old business secretary, office organization, old-fashioned, you name it, video. I seriously, I even go searching for them sometimes. It's like, yeah, I've watched that. So, all right. Acadian Process can still remember the page that needed to be looked at in the Lotus manual to make sure the printout started at the top of the sheet on the dot matrix printer, page 89. Oh, you remember it was page 89. That is awesome. That is awesome. Oh, that's great. Stephanie says giant computers and punch cards. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't have access to them directly, but absolutely. Carol says, when I was in college, one computer was the size of a Volkswagen Bug. Yes. Yep. So we've come a long way, baby. All right, so that's going to do it for me for today. But it is we've been talking. It's 1:17 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel as always. You're always welcome to join. There are a few videos over on the Color Organization channel. I've got plans. We'll get there for that channel. But there are some budgeting videos there, including there's a link to a free PDF I made on how to do it. So that's over on Color Organization. Links in the description box, I believe. So anyway, that's going to do it. But please remember, you are not alone. We are in this together, and there are good days ahead. All right? So hang in there, And as always, I'll see you tomorrow or see you later. Okay, bye.